Hello, everyone, and welcome back to I've done this in like that. Hello, everyone, welcome back to No Quitters, the best MTV The Challenge podcast in the universe. That's right, right? I think so.
I think so.
My brain's gone.
I don't think you even say No Quitters.
I don't, right?
No.
You just say the number one MTV The Challenge podcast in the universe.
Well, welcome back to it. Happy to have you guys here.
Did you just have a stroke? Real talk.
I honestly might have just had a stroke right there. I just stare at my TV, like bright lights in my room for like an hour now. That's all this show has become to me. But I have to say, tonight we had a little bit of fun at least. It was fight night. We got ourselves a fight night. As somebody tweeted at us just now, let me see if I can pull it up here. Ryan Fulford, you literally have to punch someone in the face to get kicked out of the house. That's the only way you can get eliminated this day and age. They'll send you to a redemption house if you lose an elimination. They'll find a way to get you back on, but if you punch someone, you're out. You can even drop, racial slurs, and you get to stay in the house no problem at all. So
that's just the everyone gets a trophy generation. That's what we're watching.
It's a damn shame. It really is. This shit wouldn't have stood years ago in the challenge, but yet here we are. And I'll be honest, Clem, I didn't even really start paying attention to this episode till maybe 20, 25 minutes in. I don't know about you guys, but I watched This Is Us, and I came in right after that show, and it just left me an emotional wreck, and I was not ready to transition my brain from that sort of serious television to the mind-numbing nonsense that is the challenge. So I don't even know what happened.
I watched This Is Us. I watched Hunter cry.
Yeah. I watched the Sandlot going into this, and then honestly, I looked at the clock. It was 10:36 when I started actually paying attention. I said, all right, I've made it 35 minutes into the show without really caring what the fuck was going on. It's 11:07. JJ just fired up his blunt, so now we're getting ready to cook. Everyone's ready to go.
Let's talk about the Sandlot, because I just watched that shit 2 days ago, and it's definitely on my rewatchable list. I can watch that at any time, anywhere, and I'm hooked until the end, till Benny pickles the beast.
Yeah, it's one of those movies that I still have like the same excitement for all these years later. Like, no matter what, like, I'm always like, you know what? Like, I watched it tonight and I was like, oh, Sandlot's on. And I was like, probably by now, everything, let me just say this much. I think once you have a kid and get as old as I am, everything, like, it's almost like your taste buds start to dull out. Like, if everything else, like, holidays aren't the same, Christmas isn't what it was, you get all that kind of stuff as you get older, whatever. Sandlot still fucking is a 10 out of 10 every single time, I have to say. And like, it's like you even start picking up on little things. Like I start, like at the end, I'm like, I wonder more about the James Earl Jones character. I wonder how he's doing. I mean, he's obviously dead by now, but like, I wonder how much of those characters are still alive right now. And then the actors are all fucked up. Like, like got arrested. Like he's been all plastered over a bar stool.
But it's like, yeah, did Benny and Smalls, did they go over there once a week like they promised they would? And see him and talk baseball?
I want to know, Benny was a Major League Baseball player in the 80s in L.A. Like, I feel like him and Smalls got into some shit in the Hollywood Hills parties. You know what I mean? I feel like there was some crazy shit.
Yo, he could have AIDS.
Yeah, that's definitely on the table.
He's stealing home, and he's running around the same town as Magic. That's rough. Magic.
Wait, hold on. Let's do the math a little bit.
Magic what year parties, and at like 10 o'clock or maybe it was like midnight, he would just be like, yeah, if you're not fucking, you got to get out. And everyone would just start like, he would just be like, hey, you start fucking him.
Yep.
Yeah.
Those pro hoes were in the same circles. There was, like, again, the Venn diagram, those circles overlap for sure. Ooh.
Hold on. Let's do the math. What summer was it that the Sandlot? 67?
Let me look that up.
I couldn't even imagine making a guess at that.
Come on, hold on. I'll think of it.
I think that's right. I think it's
67. So figure they were 12 in 67. So then that's another 13 to get to 7. That's 25. 30. So he was like
62.
62?
Yeah.
Oh, shit. So there's no way that Benny the Jet should have still been playing in 1993 or whenever this movie was set.
Yeah, the movie was actually 93, which is a good call by you. It came out in 93.
Right. So I figured it was like current day Dodgers. So that math doesn't make sense. So yeah, we'll say it was the 80s. So yeah, Benny the Jet definitely had some disease for sure. That's unfortunate. But maybe
Although
that's
Benny the Jet strikes me as the kind of guy who like makes it to the big leagues for like on and off like 6 years and then becomes a fireman.
Yeah. Yep.
Maybe.
I think that's actually what happened to Smalls from this movie.
The real Smalls, like the guy.
Or no.
No, I think the real
Benny the Jet.
the real Benny the Jet.
Yeah, he was a firefighter.
Oh, did he actually?
Yeah.
Yes, I thought that was your joke.
Oh, there we go. Oh no, just high over here saying stuff. Just
Yo, if you had, all right, I think everyone would want to be Benny the Jet just because he was the best, and obviously he made it to the bigs. But if you had to be one other player on the team, who would you want to be and why?
Lead us off, Cons.
I was thinking about this. I would go Timmy because he was a solid enough baseball player, and then he grew up with his brother and invented mini malls, so he's rich as hell. So, cushy life.
I think that was I was gonna say Tommy. Is it Tommy or Timmy? I like the kid that he's like the bigger kid. He's not Ham. The other kid though. Is that who you're talking about?
Yeah, the first baseman.
Yeah, the first baseman. Exactly. Yeah, that was my answers too. Yeah, I always thought he was criminally underrated, and here we go. 2 people choose him.
Mm-hmm.
JJ is fucking Ham Porter. He is Ham Porter.
Yeah.
I'm not a huge Sandlot guy, to be honest. Like, it's a good movie. It's a good movie, but like I don't go nuts for it.
Now, be honest here. Are you just saying
I can skip over it all the time?
Are you just saying it's a good movie because you don't want to hear 1,000 people be like, "How the fuck do you hate?" Like, do you hate Sandlot, Jack? Be honest. You can tell.
No, I don't hate Sandlot. I'm just like whatever. Like if someone was like, "Oh, Sandlot's on," I want to put it on. Fine, but I'd probably just pass it. Like I clearly have passed it.
Like
I
you're
haven't
sure.
seen it forever.
It's like not your number one flip back on like NFL Sunday or something like that. Okay, fair enough.
But I
had no problem with it.
Yeah, I could see you as Ham Porter behind the plate talking shit to the good team from the school.
Yeah, 100%, 100%. So talking of speaking shit, I'm trying to just transition back to the challenge here. I mean, that was awesome. Nelson, that was, we got like I don't want to say an all-time moment, but it was something. Nelson getting into the scuffle with Derrick, then going check the tapes when there's 1,000 fucking cameras on him. He's like in jeans still. Completely like Derrick's there chilling, but he's by no means picking a fight. And Nelson gets all up in his face, pushes him, and then I don't know. Did you think that was kind of a little bit of a flop? Like that seemed like it wasn't as much a punch as it was like an arm just gone awry.
I didn't even think he hit him. I thought it was Jemmy who hit him as she was running in and trying to grab him. It looked like she hit him. Yep. But I think they just decided, like, after the black guy stuff, after, a lot of shit's happened this season. And you got to figure in real time, like, it's got to be dragging on, like, while they're filming.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Just like, if we let these guys fight and don't send someone home, like, there are no rules here.
We're in the middle.
They paid the price of previous people.
That's a good point. Like they're in the middle of Colombia. Like shit's only going to escalate, especially if this is like a 10-month challenge. It's never going to end. Like sooner or later, the insurance is going to expire, and if one of these guys dies, they're really fucked. So that's a really good point. I like that.
But I agree. I do think Derrick played into it a little bit. He's not dumb. He's been around the block. He knew if he kind of like gotten what's his face. He could potentially provoke him to put hands on, and he did just that. And, I mean, he made a good point. He stood up to him. It's not like he backed down away from the fight. He was right there in his face. He's just smart enough to know, like, I can't punch you because that will get me sent home. And he said 1 billion times this episode, I'm trying to win some money and be a good example for my son. So I guess that's as much as you can do in a challenge without being sent home. So
no, that's perfect, too, because – it eliminates one less person in his way to the money, right? Nelson's gone. I mean, Nelson, I wouldn't say is a great competitor, but I mean, he did make the finals last time. He stuck around, despite having like everyone in the house against him. And let's be honest, we don't like Nelson, and it's good to see him gone. He had to go back to Austin, fucking bouncing people from strip clubs in a plate said he doesn't realize.
I can't believe you went to Austin and didn't go try to find him. Also, we haven't talked about it. I just remembered Jenna like broke her ankle or something. We probably got a season, maybe 2 without her.
She So this happened like a month ago. Someone tweeted at me, or a couple people tweeted, were like, "Hey, rumor is Jenna broke her ankle." And I'm like, one of the next challenges being filmed. And I retweeted. I was like, yo, I don't even care if this is true or not. I just want to be like a challenge insider. Like I felt like fucking Adam Schefter, just like breaking news, like Julio Jones out for the year and just causing chaos. And then it turned out it was Jenna, which obviously hurt me. And there's a chance that this is like our Gale Sayers, the superstar that came out of nowhere, dazzled. Bill Walton just captured the imagination of sports fans around the globe, dominated, and then, God forbid, gets taken away from us way too early. I don't know if she'll ever be the same. At least now I have a baked-in excuse for any time she loses a challenge or has a finger bang session with a homeless guy.
What was she wearing that made you tweet what you did, Clem? I didn't know.
She was wearing the one piece with like the low shorts and those hips were popping.
Yeah. I'm there. I'm with you. I saw that.
I'll give her that.
This is when I was in bed and I was like, I can take a picture of this and like tweet it out. And I was like, I'm just going to just tweet it as I see it right now. I don't have the energy to do this for the show. I mean, they've beaten us down. But yeah, she brought the thunder there. Spoiler alert, I guess, for anyone who doesn't want to know. Sorry, but it sounds like Jenna breaks her foot or ankle or something in a future episode of or a future season of the challenge. So we'll see what happens. It's not this season. It's a future season. So we probably won't even be covering it. I think that's probably some other crazy thing they got going on. Back to the fight. So yeah, on the preview, I thought it was Jemmy who hit him, which Jemmy's one of the people that would definitely hit a dude. No doubt about it, right? If you were to pick what girl in the house would hit a guy, would you say Jemmy's one? Camilla's one? Who's one on that list?
That's a good. They're 1 and 1A, I think.
Veronica back in the day.
Veronica
back in the day, I feel like would have hit a guy. She might have hit a guy.
I feel like Anissa would. Anissa would put something behind one too.
Yeah. She'll
just even like, just not to get thrown off the show, she'll be like, slap box me. Let me embarrass you right now. I feel like she would. I mean, you never know what Camilla's going to do. Like, they're all a little crazy. You never know any of these people. You get them drunk. You never know.
Yeah, see, that's the thing. Like, if I'm around just regular people, I think I'd have a good time. If I was around this group in the house and they're drinking and there's competition, I would just be scared the entire time I was in the house. The more I think about it, like, these are some fucking crazy, the chicks mostly. I mean, the guys, Hunter, all-time performance. That crying in the beginning. I think I'm going to come clean here. So next Tuesday, there is Yankees wild card game unless they win the division, right?
Yeah.
And JJ won't be on. And I actually thought about saying, you know what, we'll take a break from the podcast for a week. Then we can come back. And we could also talk about what would be a full episode. Because, again, we didn't have a challenge. I'd like to get something where we talk about the entire episode. But this episode actually was really good because it started with Hunter crying. His girlfriend broke up with him. And then Nelson got sent home. This was a fucking great this was a great episode. It started
with Hunter saying the most problematic shit as a man, saying all that shit like, yo, I want a family with you, like saying that shit out loud, just saying all that early 20s makeup breakup shit. Oh, man, it was just douche chills.
Kudos to the producers.
I was waiting for him to just be like, fine, well, I'll just kill myself then. Like, just to be that guy.
So
that's not a good look for him, but I do appreciate them showing us these phone calls because they have proven to be electric 2 weeks in a row. So that's awesome.
Yeah, they got to keep that going on. Like, just call people from home and do all that shit.
Phone a friend.
Yeah, exactly. I have to admit. So again, I wasn't really paying attention in the beginning, and I kind of knew he was like having an issue with his girlfriend. I stopped paying attention. Then I like tuned back in, and he was like, it's not easy to get news like that over the phone. And I was like, oh shit, like, did a family member die? Someone have cancer? And I was like, no, he got broken up with the girl he was just talking to. Like, what the fuck?
When he said get news like that, I was like, what is this silly fuck talking about? But if you think about it from a producer's standpoint, like, this is a proven way to get people to do shit. Like, they used to do this on the Jersey Shore all the time. If everyone was getting along, all of a sudden Unit would call with like some problematic shit.
Yeah. Oh shit.
It'd be
that's
like,
so true.
oh shit, yo, Unit called. And he told me Dina was blowing Vinny in the library with the candle holder. Like it was fucking Clue. Oh yeah, guys, by the way, I'm eating tiramisu this week.
Yeah, no, I wanted to ask tiramisu. You ordered that, obviously?
Yeah.
Let me ask you a question. How well or not well does tiramisu travel?
Pretty well if it's close. It's close and it goes right in the fridge again.
Mm-hmm.
Like I ordered dinner, it goes right in the fridge.
Okay.
I was going to say, did you order just a tiramisu delivery? Because that would be a ballsy fucking move in my book.
That's what I thought.
Like I would like last week I ordered frozen yogurt. It's my kitchen's closed. There's no more like operating anything in the kitchen here anymore. So it's all takeout till I move on Friday.
That's the best part about moving right there. It's like, oh, gotta order takeout every night. Oh, wow.
I'm home alone. Like my wife's already down there, so like I'm just home alone, ordering like a calzone, having a wonderful time.
Just waiting
Probably
for
have
us.
nice sessions.
I was gonna say he's just waiting for this Skype to end right now, just so he can just hammer himself into.
So he can light a candle, get out the lotion.
Oh no, I'm not romantic with myself. I treat myself like a fucking whore. I treat myself like lights on at 3:45.
Oh man.
You're probably like really going back maybe some of the classics you liked. Like you really get to delve down, go down a nice little road here. I'm jealous of you right now, if we're gonna be honest. I have a house with 1 million rooms and I can't do shit. I'm basically fucking. There's always someone home that I should not be doing that stuff around. So I'm jealous.
Jack's just got I Deep Throat and MILF Hunter on repeat all week.
Heather Brooke. It's like we're gonna go back to the Heather Brooke years. Oh, the goat. Heather Brooke was the goat. We got into porn star talk. I didn't know.
She was the original, man.
Yeah.
Where is she in life right now?
She's probably doing all right.
I heard
she probably made a bunch of money early on.
They were like pioneers to the game, and I heard like they got married, her and the dude, and I think they had a family. I mean, these are just I don't know where I hear that stuff from. It's not like I'm like college friends with them or anything like that, but that's what I've heard. So shout out to Heather Brooke.
I bet being Heather Brooke isn't that bad.
No. Being Heather Brooke is actually good, I would say.
Like, I don't even think I would. There's just been so much porn made since her. Like, my brother's 21. He'd never see her. Never, no way.
It's unbelievable to think. But for all intents and purposes, she's basically been erased from the internet because she's so far back.
Yeah.
You just forget the first thing.
Yeah, it's unbelievable.
Like you could probably go to like someone like, yo, did you see that? You remember that Jenna Jameson? Like, who the fuck is Jenna Jameson, old man?
Right?
And that's like a super duper star. She was on like regular shows and movies and shit like that. So shout out Heather Brooke. I did my first blog that ever made Barstool was when I compared porn stars to NFL teams. Heather Brooke.
I remember that blog. That was a great blog.
Thank you. Heather Brooke was the Patriots, and I was like, they just do it every year. And like, trust me, I know how good the Patriots are. I also know how good Heather Brooke is. She is the fucking GOAT, man. I say it to the day I die. Number one.
That guy had a huge dick. Too.
Huge dick.
I remember it was like that was like the first porn you watch. You're like 13, you're watching that, and you're just like, wow, is my dick gonna get that big? No,
the answer is
it's
no.
not.
Then you
There's just so much time. There's so much wonder of like, well, what is it? What are you gonna become, young dick?
And then you take stock of your last name and realize you're cursed.
Yeah.
No quitters
podcast. It's kind of apropos that this '90s show is on because you'd start the Heather Brooke download before you leave for school in hopes that Kazaa had it ready to go for you when you got home.
Yeah, and then when you got home and you realize it was a fake fucking title and it was some other goddamn video or some music, it was the worst. And it was always like crazy ass file names like XXX4HD, Heather Brooke, Deep Throat. Ah, man. The fucking 90s, man. Love the 90s.
You used to have to hunt for porn. We used to have to earn it.
Yeah. Like
These kids today.
KFC says we're the greatest generation. We remember what life was like when you had to go outside, you played, there was no internet. And then we also remember and again, magazine porn, scrambled.
We're the last generation to jerk off to pictures.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. 100%. I think about this now. Like all my parents' computers had like just like fucking troves of just naked girls on their computer. And then those computers obviously would come and go. And then like, that hard drive is out there somewhere. And I kind of I'd love to get one last like viewing session. You know what I mean? Like say bye to my, I never got to say goodbye to them. And it's like when someone dies, like I never get to say goodbye. So, yeah. So
like you moved away from your neighborhood and you didn't get to say goodbye to your friends.
It's like the Sandlot. Like they just moved away.
Yeah, they all just kind of disappeared from the neighborhood.
And we just kept playing as if they were still there, but they weren't. They were gone forever. And the other thing is the scrambled.
You know the crazy thing about Sandlot, sorry to go back to Sandlot, not one of those kids died in Vietnam. The numbers tell you that one of those kids should have died in Vietnam.
Jesus, Connor coming in dark on us. That's a 0 Block 30 conversation.
Yeah, sorry about that.
Jesus, Connor just took a knee during the national anthem of this podcast.
We're talking about Benny the Jet having AIDS, goddammit. And don't you try to. That's the tragic death of that 9.
All of a sudden, Connor's got to make it political.
But, I mean, the No Quitters podcast, come for them to be the challenge breakdown, stay for the Sandlot talk and porn star discussions. The other thing I want to say was the Spice Channel, which I think we've discussed on this podcast before.
Yeah.
When you just see that, like, boob coming clear, or if God shined down on you, you had 5 minutes of just crystal clear television, you're like, well, we got to put in this work now. We got to get this shit over with. It's something that kids these days will never understand. And I'm happy for them, but at the same point, like, you know, it builds character.
They're not tough.
It's like
They're
being a Mets fan. It
result.
builds character. I get one World Series maybe every 50 years.
Yeah.
So someone today gave me this this thing. It's apparently like a Fire Stick, like on crack. It's like a startup company started making these, and I've been given like an early one to try on. They're like, guys, like, yeah, it's like a black box. You get everything, like every chat, everything. And my immediate thing when I heard black box was I was like, I wonder if there's spice. I'm a grown man. I can watch anything. I can go on the internet and watch whatever I want. And this week I can do it with volume too. I'm really dangerous right now. But I was just like, yeah, I wonder if they have that softcore porn I used to like.
Good old days.
Oh, shit. I mean, when you say black box, you think Spice, you think Playboy, and I think, like, I don't even think WWF pay-per-views because I bought those. I think WCW pay-per-views. Like, I was like, I'm not paying for that shit, but I kind of want to see the main event. I want to see if the NWO gets back together or splits up again. Back to the challenge here. Nice. That was a fun
Hold on. Before we get back, is tiramisu the best? I'm asking you, Clem, and then as well, I'm asking both of you, but Clem being the Italian in the room. Is tiramisu the best Italian dessert?
See, this is weird. This is going to be tough, and I actually want to make this point. I thank you for asking. When I was young, I hadn't had tiramisu, and I always heard, like, my parents, their friends, oh, tiramisu, they fucking love tiramisu. It's like, you know, a movie when you just build up in your head how good it's going to be? So ever since then, I'm like, this should be better. And there's no way it tastes the way it tastes. It was like, you know, unicorn tears, the way I was told it was going to taste. So it's always had like a little bit of disappointment in my mind. So I'm not going to say, you know, I'll say my favorite Italian treat is the aforementioned last week rainbow cookie. That's my favorite Italian treat.
Jack?
I missed the question. No, you guys, I lost sound. Like I couldn't hear the beginning of Clem's answer.
Is tiramisu the best Italian dessert?
No. There's a ton more. Like calzones. No, not calzones. Cannolis. Sorry, I'm ripped. Cannolis are fire. Yeah, like tiramisu is like all right, but no, like mini pastries are great. Eclairs, like there's so many Italian pastries that are better.
I feel like eclairs, aren't those French?
I don't know. Maybe. I guess so. Listen, tiramisu is all right, but I feel like there's better stuff.
Clem, the first time I had tiramisu, I didn't even know what it was, and I was in college, so I had somewhat of a developed taste bud.
You're underdeveloped
situation going on.
You were the poor taste club.
Yeah. So, but it was just really stood out for me. So I would say it is, but maybe I guess I'm wrong. It's just the dirty Mick of the group here.
You're coming in with a completely different view of tiramisu than I was the first time I tried it. So
I'd never even heard of it.
Yeah. That's how it goes. All right, so we're gonna go back to the challenge here. Let me just get the.
Do we have to?
we'll burn through this. I have to make a timestamp number here, so then I can tell people where to go when they go. Where the fuck is the challenge stuff? Well, let's see. We talked about the Hunter breakup. That was awesome.
The challenge looked fun.
The challenge looked fun. Jemmy with one of the all-time just fucking male time performances of all time.
Did you see I hit her with the gif of the baby? Oh no, baby, what is he doing? That was like in Major League 2 when he dives headfirst in the second, it comes up like 6 feet short, and the guy just
Major
like,
League 1. Yep, he gives him the finger.
It was just that, like, yo, you weren't even close to that. If you were trying to hit your face into that, you were missing.
That was, and again, I didn't really see what happened, but that was one of like just diaper breath took a tumble too. Jenna made it, no surprise there.
Yeah, 'cause someone carried her through it.
I knew someone was going to say that. The picking of the teams wasn't anything crazy. I mean, Tony not getting picked. All right, was it Tony? No. Dario didn't get picked. Your boy. That was shocking.
Dario and Veronica.
Yeah.
I'm like trying to fall in love with Veronica.
Veronica. Yeah. As soon as I saw Veronica, I can only see her as like a 40-something's mom taking her kids to the Yankees game now. That's all I can see her as ever since JJ said that. Is dead on accurate.
It gives me like a MILF thing. Like someone who's not really a MILF. Like a low-rent Lisa Ann.
That's a great comparison.
I was going to say, speaking of
MILF,
the MILF Hunter was an underrated from days past. MILF Hunter and Captain Stabbin, which is still a fantasy team name in my league. Two legends of the game. Connor, what'd you have to say?
No, I just was going to say the last time I was with Jack at a baseball game, I think it was the last time, there was a very nice-looking older woman, so I feel like that is what is making Jack's brain go to that. That's just a memory that we share privately. Sorry.
So, Captain Hardo, would you have been able to win? I mean, this challenge is a team challenge. Do you think you would have been able to just crush that course, no problem?
I believe I could. Yes.
Okay. Fair. Were you allowed
to have a complaint? I think you could too.
Thanks, buddy.
I know for a fact I could not. I think if you told me I had like 3 months to like do that, I could do it. But like right now off the couch, no shot.
No shot at all. Were you weren't allowed to like obviously wrestle people or throw them at all, right? Because I didn't see any of that going on. But again, I was kind of in and out.
I was praying for like a spear, like a midair, like a sacrifice. Like it just came down to like, all right, well, like Hunter, if you just take Jordan out.
Yep.
CTO
yeah, like as he's jumping, just catch him midair and just tackle him into the water.
Yeah.
Or a 300, this is Sparta kick would have been great.
Yeah.
That's the thing. Like someone said, the Siobhan boob explosion. Like we need something like that to happen again. Because as soon as I see heights, scaffolding, and water, my brain just turns off. Like it really does.
Yeah.
Are you guys able to do this? Because I'm able to do this. Like if I'm watching football, right, and then they go to commercial, I'll stare at the screen for 2 minutes, and if my wife will say what was one commercial I was on, I couldn't tell you. My brain just turns off. I'm like by my phone a bit, but like my brain just turned like, okay, so it's not just me. Good. So that's what happened with this thing. So I honestly have no idea what the idea was. But Leroy hates water. He hates heights. Jenna tweeted that she hates water. She hates heights. What the fuck are you guys doing on this challenge if you don't like water and heights? That's all they do on the show. MTV. That's another thing we're going to throw on we're going to put this in the suggestion box. Just throw out anything with heights and scaffolding and water, unless it's something completely different and fun. Am I right? Am I wrong to say that?
Yeah, it's been done too much. We need to move on.
Yeah, when I'm comparing you to commercials during NFL games, that's not a good look for your challenges. So then we go to the bar. We get some drinking. Like, again, that was the God's honest truth. Bruno Mars came on. I fucking sprung up, and it was like, I looked at the clock, 10:36. I was hyped. I was ready. We had bars, people drinking, being idiots. Hunter going at Kayla and fighting her. And obviously, we're a pro Kayla podcast ever since she came on. Straight up just like third grade pulling the girls who you like's hair, right? I mean, it was just that simple. We don't have to look any more into that, right?
Yeah, although let's talk about that bandana and why he thought that was okay.
That was kind of like the J-Lo bandana during the Puffy years. Remember that? She rocked that bandana.
Yeah. I actually enjoyed the bandana. It's obviously a terrible look, but I feel like he kind of pulled it off well.
Like,
hold on, time out. So are you guys watching this 90s show right now? Because AC Slater just showed up.
Whoa.
Of course he did. Him and Lance Bass are like fucking broke asses.
No, Mario Lopez has been on Extra for years now. I think he's doing all right. Lance Bass, not so much. Lance Bass is probably living nicely off royalties.
I want to know whatever happened to Tori from Saved by the Bell. Literally one and done. The old time one and let me know. I'd like to know your guys' opinions about this. Tori, thumbs up or thumbs down on her season and just her in general? Agreed.
Thumbs down.
Thumbs fucking down. She stunk. And the leather jacket stunk and everything about it stunk. I don't know. Was Kapowski in like a fucking contract? It was like a holdout season or something like that?
Yeah, no, it was. I think like she was trying to do other things, but then came back, obviously.
Yeah. And God bless her, because she was the straw that stirred the drink on that show. Zach Morris, obviously the franchise player. Kelly Kapowski stirred the drink. And, I mean, put all three of us, we're all 90s kids. Kelly Kapowski was number one, I imagine, on our list for at least a little while.
Absolutely. Right there with Topanga.
Yeah.
Yep. So, Nelson.
Did you know Zach Morris grew up? I mean, he was on a show. He was on a great show, Franklin and Bash, that I really enjoyed. That got canceled. And then he was on another show that got canceled where he played a catcher for the Padres. Did you guys see that?
Yeah, my wife talks about that shit all the time. She loved that show. It was the one with like the girl pitcher.
Yeah.
Oh man, she'd watch that, and then I would point out like things that were just like not right.
Yeah.
And she would get so mad at me, like really, really mad at me. Just like, why can't you just let this woman be great? And I'm just like, well, like that fucking cutter would be taken deep, deep. But yeah, no, I did see that show.
Okay.
You have to watch out what you say. It was like I'll admit it on the podcast, I watched the first half of Wonder Woman the other day. I was not very impressed with it. And I'm sure the second half could be very good. But I know if I tweet that out, it's like, oh, you fucking hate women and moon. No. I just didn't like Wonder Woman Part 1 of fucking it. So, JJ, shout out to Mrs. JJ, though. I'm sure she has to put up with a lot of shit. Just take your lumps when you fucking earn them, Jack, all right? That's all I'm asking here. She's a beautiful
Oh, my God. She's a saint.
She's a saint.
She puts up with this shit.
This is true.
So Kayla puts up with Hunter shit. I mean, you get broken up with. You're bringing up that they hooked up with Corey and you're just like riding that and then you eliminate him. It's Hardo move. It's just a dickhead move. It's just Hunter being Hunter. I mean, it's a Hunter move. And this is the problem with the challenge, I've realized. It's just they have to give Hunter and Nelson TV time because they're making drama. They're getting drunk. They're doing it. They fucking stink, though, and no one likes them. So there's your problem, MTV. Like, you have to literally reboot at least half the cast, if not more.
Okay, so. Fuck. I forget what I was going to say. I was trying to remember through your whole thing. Oh, no. Hunter freaking out like that, like having a good performance and then being a loudmouth at the bar, like got Brittany going.
Oh,
when
yeah.
Brittany pulled him aside.
Oh, yeah.
Like, you know, I'd never turn my back on you or whatever. He wasn't picking up on it, but she was like, yo, I know you're single now. You're the alpha. Like, let's go.
Yeah.
Million percent.
Brittany also was talking about, I think, with Derrick, right? When Derrick was getting after, and she's like, it was kind of sexy or something. When he was like lifting Jenna up, like Brittany's looking for it right now. She's dying for it now. The challenge,
yeah,
you usually don't have to like put out like Brittany. If it was a dog, Brittany would be in heat, and everyone would be able to smell it. You can't smell heat on humans, I don't think. So these guys just can't pick up the clues. They're also mental midgets, so not really a surprise there. Then we get to the Delson Derrick fight. Derrick. Coming out episode, I guess you could say, finally got a little bit of shine. Not from what I expected, but I mean, I'll take what I can get with him. We were big fans of Derrick from years ago. He's definitely thinner than he was, right? I'm not wrong about that. He had a little bit of stock on him back in the day. Now it looks like he's thinned out.
Yeah, no, I mean, he for the most part through the season, it seemed like he's there for the paycheck.
Yep.
Absolutely.
Nothing wrong with that. Your dad got
just trying to stay in the background.
Yep.
Yeah.
That's how you win challenges, man. That's how Jen always gets to the end. She just stays in the background and fucking figures her way out. MVP and and then obviously Nelson going home. I wish I never thought I'd say this. I really wish we could have gotten the Nelson post kicked out soliloquy that would have sounded like he was trying to translate a language he kind of knows, and he's kind of talking like this, and he doesn't really know what tone to use because he's a fucking idiot.
I just realized I was getting ready for bed, and in 5 minutes, everything changed.
Oh, and that was two other things. One, CT ready to fucking he turned into like a fucking
popped out of his bed.
Clark Kent was gone, and the fucking red S on the chest came through. Like Super CT was ready to come back out, smash some heads, eat your fucking brains out. It was fucking the mass hole was ready, and like someone said, he could smell a punch that hasn't even been thrown yet. Like that guy knows when a fight's about to go down. It was great just to have that brief moment of CT. Bananas is still stirring the pot, puppet mastering from the shower or whatever he's doing. I mean, they knew when they were in there and Hunter was going and apologizing, they're like, "We got you, man. You know you done fucked up, right? You know your boy done fucked up." It was great to see as someone that hates that stupid alliance of fucking Nelson, Hunter, and everyone else who's home now. Very happy.
Losers Alliance.
Yeah.
Did you catch when one of my favorite CT things now though is he can still go into drunk Boston bartender voice, when he was like, "Yeah, match it up with Hunter. You know, he's a good guy." He just it's like Bell's palsy. Maybe like a good kid.
He's a good guy. And then he's dropping knowledge on people in the very next scene.
That was great when he had that chat with Derrick.
Yeah,
he was being so sage.
I tweeted, man, I would 100% watch CT just talks about life. Just goes in and again, kind of what we had said in the past, Bananas is a coach and CT, you got to watch out for your family here. There's more important things. And he has the bartender voice, like you said.
Yeah.
I fucking love that guy, man. God.
You could just picture him kind of leaning over with his elbows on the bar, talking to the guy.
Yeah.
Who's sitting there at 2:00 in the afternoon, drinking himself stupid because he's in a bad place in life right now. But then there's CT, the wise bartender.
When Death Row Records was on its last legs, I feel like they were just releasing greatest hits just to try to just make money. That's what MTV should be doing the challenge. Just give us a reason where you have CT in an episode with old CT highlights too. Just keep bleeding every ounce of blood out of the rock that is CT. That's what I want to see. Nelson goes home, and then it looks like we have a vote coming up again. We get basically half of an episode when it comes to challenge, or I guess 2/3. We got the challenge, the drama. We didn't get the elimination. I guess the voting is almost a quarter, is a third, so it's a quarter. So we're about halfway there on our full episode, but whatever, we'll take what we can get. MVP, LVP, because this episode's going long.
I'll just go both right now because I think it's pretty clear cut. I think the MVP is old guard challenge and the LVP is new guard challenge. Back in the day, a punch would have landed someone with some blood or a black eye or a third lump growing out of their forehead. Nelson just kind of bitch slapped Derrick. And you would not see one of the older guys have an emotional breakdown on the telephone like your boy Hunter did. So there's your LVPs. And then your MVPs are your CTs who just smells a punch happening 80 feet away and pops out of bed. Derrick eating that, whatever that was, and sticking around and still doing well. So there you go.
Yep. Again, people are shocked that Nelson goes home. It's if you throw a punch, you go home. If you are in a challenge, you're going to be on a fucking contraption 1,000,000 feet high that's with scaffolding above water. Those are the two things that happen every single challenge. So I don't know what people are.
Jenna announced she's selling a surprise T-shirt.
Wow.
Oh man,
Barstool will only be available for a week. $25. on her website.
Shit, that's taking money out of my pocket, man. That's Barstool's lifeline is the t-shirts. I have to see what I'm going to see. I have to see what the biggest size of that t-shirt is to see if I can fit into it.
Yeah, you need one. Hard body.
Hard body
Is that what it says? Hard body on the t-shirt?
No, I don't know what the fuck it says. It just says question mark on the website. Who knows? Who's taking advantage of her simple mind?
All right, let's go. All right, let's hold on. Let's go around the room. What is that t-shirt of?
I think it's going to say Barbie Beast.
That's a good one. That's probably the answer.
That's a
She
good one.
signed like the message like in her tweet like Barbie Beast.
I think it's like a quote from Marilyn Monroe.
I don't think so.
You know what? I know it's not it, but since I think Barbie Beast is the answer, I'm going to say it's just going to say America's Sweetheart. She could take my fucking untrademarked fucking phrase, throw it on a shirt, make your money, girl. Whatever. It's all good. MVP, all right. LVP, Jack?
My MVP is CT. Just like cruising through that. Just cruise. Yep. Cool as a cucumber. Continues to deliver.
That's Mike Trout shit. That's Mike Trout when you're like if I go to his page right now, it's probably like 320, 25 bombs, 100 RBIs minimum.
Yeah.
How do we not talk about Mike Trout more?
Exactly.
Because we're a show about MTV The Challenge.
We talk about porn and we talk
yeah.
This is a challenge podcast, Connor, please.
This is a food, porn, and challenge podcast. And my LVP is Nelson. I guess I don't really care about like any of these people at all.
Everybody.
Kind of Hunter too. Like that's just a rough look. That's such like a bitch look. It's so tough to be in. Yeah.
All right. My MVP is Jenna, just because I said she wore the outfit. I had to do it. We'll see what that t-shirt is. That t-shirt could even be make it more of a case for her. LVP, I'm going to go. I think Hunter is the clear choice. He lost his boyfriend and his girlfriend in the same episode. Absolutely brutal turn of events. Hopefully by this time next week, he is off the show. The Yankees have been eliminated from postseason contention and everyone's happy except for Jack. Don't quit on us. We won't quit on you.